Welcome to the Long Run with Joel and Christy. I'm Joel.
And I'm Christy.
And this is our monthly goal meeting. We have these once a month, and we've done these live before as live videos.
Well, where we reviewed what our goals were, but
Yeah.
we've never actually shown us sitting down and having our meeting. And this was a video that was requested by Angel at My Real Life Budget. Hey, Busty. She wanted to see us actually having our meeting. We always try to set the stage a little different for ourselves by going and like sometimes we go to restaurants and we're not there where we feel comfortable with recording ourselves the whole time we're in a restaurant. You know, sometimes I might scan down and you might see like what we're eating in a video, but we don't ever like just set it there and like record the whole time. It just feels weird for us right now. We're not to that point where we're just like, bye, move on, we're just recording here. I need to get some t-shirts that said yes I am recording or something like that. But anyway, so what we did so that we could feel comfortable while we were talking and recording at the same time is we just got some Dunkin' Donuts, except this is not donuts, it's
we already ate the donuts.
this is breakfast sandwich, and he got a frosted coffee, and I got a, what is this, an original coconut milk iced coffee, and it was supposed to have cold foam on it, but I don't think there was.
Nope.
The sweet cold foam, I don't think that was on there. But anyway, I don't care. If you know our goals, you know that I have been working toward 1 day a week I get to have coffee, and the other days
and I have not been working towards that.
Yeah. So we call this Frou Coffee Day, and I get it once a week. And so look at that. That's a big hoss too, isn't it?
You're only going to do it once a week. Might as well go big.
So that's our breakfast, and so now we're going to just jump into the actual meeting because that's what the point of this video is. We always start with our individual goals, and then we talk about our collective goals as a married couple. So first, let's hit Joel's. His first goal this year that he set was to run 1,000 miles at an average of an 8-minute per mile pace.
Right. So for May, actually, in May I did actually hit 100 miles. I don't have to hit 100 miles to do 1,000 miles in a year, obviously, but usually I try to hit 100 miles as much as I can every month. And so I did hit 100. I hit exactly 100, unless I run tomorrow. I hit exactly 100 for the month of May, and my average for May was 7 minutes and 50 seconds per mile.
Do you have a napkin?
Yeah.
Oh.
And that includes my 20-mile time trial from last Sunday, which I ran right at just under 8 minutes per mile, which is 7:58 per mile. So, and then a couple of Sundays where my legs just wasn't having it, and
I don't know if you can see it. Bring it in a little.
My legs just weren't having it, and you can't really see what's under there. You can see the 100, but you can't really see the.
Yeah.
There we go. 100 miles at 7:50 per mile, and I was really, really over 8 minutes on those particular struggle bus days. And so for the year right now, I'm at 483 miles and a 7:44 pace. So that's pretty good. I'm on track for that. And leading into the summer months, June, July, and August, I'm had to get up. I mean, I usually do it early anyway, but get early and get out, get her done before it starts really getting hot and really getting humid. So yeah, I'm on track for that. I'm on target to keep under a 8-minute per mile pace for the year, and we're gonna keep working towards that.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, and your second one was to read 1 book per month. Which book did you read?
This month in May, I actually did finish Atomic Habits. So
It took him 4 or 5 months.
took me 4 or 5 months. Now, the
He was
reason
reading
is
other
because,
books.
well, and not only that, is I was reading it with our leadership group at work, and we were only reading certain sections per month. And so
You would have gotten ahead of them.
I went ahead and finished the book on my own because we weren't really getting anywhere.
Schedules were a little crazy this month to get
Yeah.
together and talk.
And so anyway, we were trying to do it on GroupMe, and that sometimes it just doesn't work. But anyway, we
One of the leaders got married this month,
yeah,
so
and
it was kind of hard
she's out
for
a couple
her.
weeks,
Yeah.
and it was kind of. But we'll pick it back up and we'll finish it. But I did want to go ahead and finish the book so that I'm done with it, and I can just comment on it as I can. But so I did finish Atomic Habits, and that's the only book I read. However, I'm still on track. I've read one book per month every month for the first 5 months. So
Did you like Atomic Habits? A lot of people know that book, so
I did like it because I liked some of it. And I think one of the main criticisms I have of the book, and maybe I should do a critique on it.
maybe you should. That might be a good thing.
Maybe I'll do that.
Okay, maybe we just hold that. If you'd like to see a critique of the book Atomic Habits from Joel, put that down in the comments, and if you want to see it, we'll
do a video.
do a video.
All right. So yeah. So there you go. Yeah, put that in the comments. Let me know. So for June, I'm going to I'm back to trash reading, which is reading for fun, and so I'm back to Harry Potter and Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I think is the one I'm reading this month. Let me see. I think that's correct. Yeah, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, book number 4. So I'll be reading that this month, and that'll be my trash reading for the month.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, and then the next one was to read the Bible in a year.
Yep. Still on track for that. One reading per day, and I'm on track for that. I've got every reading done so far, and yep, still on track.
Sweet. All right, and then your podcast.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
Yeah.
I do need to set either a firm let's do it goal or firm, whatever. But I do have 2 podcasts in the can. I haven't published anything yet because I want to get maybe 2 or 3 ready to go before I actually start publishing. That'll give me a couple weeks to start building up some more. But I got one more idea that I'm going to work on as soon as I can. As soon as I can get my schedule back normalized at work again, I'll start working on that again. And I've got one more. What? Oh, the cough didn't really mean anything.
It didn't mean anything.
Okay. Get my schedule normalized at work. Okay.
Crumbly biscuit.
So anyway, so yeah, I'm going to work on that. I need one more in the can that I can publish on day one. That way you have 2 or 3 to listen to at the outset. And then I'll do 1 per week, and they'll post on Monday mornings early, so that people can hit them on their way to work.
I think he should probably give himself a little grace on the fact that he didn't work on it any, because in April we were getting ready to move, and then in May we did move, and also we've just been organizing our house, trying to put things away, and then we also picked up. I think that was in April when we started doing that. He picked up a side hustle of doing DoorDash.
Yeah,
so a lot of
and
times
we're going to do a video on that too, about side hustles pretty soon too.
Yeah. So there in April, he was doing a lot of DoorDash, and we haven't done as much in May because we've been doing this, and also we've gone out some. But I think that now that people are going out more, DoorDash and Uber Eats and stuff like that, and at least in our area, seeing less traffic.
Yeah, we're starting to see some trends as far as different areas of Orlando goes, as far as DoorDash and things like that. So
that is dying down
we'll
a
see.
little bit. There's some
We'll
areas.
see if that trend continues, but
As far as Orlando goes right now, there's areas where it will show on the map that they're really busy, but for us in our particular section of Orlando, which means if we wanted to go to where it was really busy, we'd have to drive like 15 to 20 miles to get to that area. But our actual area that we live in is not showing as much, what's the word? Busyness?
Yeah.
So anyway, so it's slowing down a little bit. So, you know, we get ourselves organized here in our house, then he might have more time to do podcast stuff if he's not out doing.
But we're going to get there. I
side
promise
hustling.
you, we're going to get there. I have people at work asking me about it too. So they're also waiting for me to start uploading these things. So anyway, so it's going to happen. Hopefully in June I can get it started, but we'll see where that goes. All right, so off we go to Christy's goals for the month.
All right, so we're going to start with one book per month because I have that same goal. And the book that I read for May that I still have, this is not, it's May 30th, so I still have another day. And I have about 20 pages left of the book. So I'm going to have to do some reading today and tomorrow. So I don't have my glasses on. Can you read the name of the book?
Yeah, it's called Crushing YouTube, How to Start a YouTube Channel, Launch Your YouTube Business, and Make Money.
Y'all may wonder why don't she just put on some glasses instead of having Joel read for her all the time. It's because it's only small print that I have a problem with. So if I had my glasses on and I looked at the camera, I wouldn't be able to see anything. It'd be a big, huge, blurry mess because if I had the glasses on. So because I can't see far away like that, I just say to him, if it's something like this, if I'm actually reading, I wear them.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's something like when we do our grocery hauls and I say, what is that number or something on the ingredient thing, it's because if I did that, then I wouldn't be able to see all the stuff around the grocery haul stuff. All I would be able to see is that small print. So that was the name of the book, and it's by M. Joseph Hogue, maybe?
Yep, Mr. Joseph Hogue.
Say, Mr. Joseph Hogue. Anyway, I will say this book was full of ideas of ways to maybe improve thumbnails and writing your description and monetization ideas and stuff like that. And I really appreciated that he wrote in there that if you're considering monetizing, don't let it become every video. You don't want to overwhelm your audience and make them feel like all you're doing is trying to get money out of them. That it should never be more than, I think he said, a third of your videos have, you know, like affiliates or sponsorships or something like that, but it never should be 100% of your videos that you put out is you trying to figure out a way to get money from people. All right, and next book, I am actually torn because I was going to read the second book of Harry Potter, but also our subdivision has those little what are they called? Little book club thing.
It's a little book depository. It's like a little house. It's on a little stand outside on the sidewalks. And so you can open the door, it's like a little house, you open the door, there's a bunch of books in there, you can pull one out and read it, and then you can take it and put it back. Yeah. Or you can put books of your own in there that you like for people, think people might like to read.
Right. And the other day I noticed that one of them had Misery in that, and I've read the book Misery before, and I used to watch the movie with my sister all the time, so it's kind of like, you know, kind of like holds memories for me. So there's a part of me that wants to go over there and get Misery before I hid it behind a bunch of other books in there in the hopes it'd still be there. So part of me wants to go get that book, and then part of me is like, you're supposed to be reading the second book of Harry Potter and you've never read that before. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's going to be one of those two books unless I go and somebody found Misery behind the other books. I don't know. Anyway, other than I haven't done my Bible reading for today, otherwise I'm current. And I do try something news every month where I try some new product. I'm gonna get back to this in a minute. This is technically a try something new, and I will be talking more about that in just a second. One of my other ones was Mary's Gone Crackers. I don't know why I try to say Mary B's. What is that? Mary B's. There's no B in there. Anyway, love these. The price is a little too high, but they're good. And another one that I didn't keep any. Hold on.
She's going off script.
There we go. Cran pineapple. All right, it's the diet version, and normally I would warn you to stay away from things that have the word diet in it because it's not that good for you. Because normally when they say diet, what they mean is they took the fat out and they replaced it with more sugar or something like this. But in that case, there's nothing they can take out of it but sugar. And you look at it and you realize there's no added sugar in the diet version of those juices. And so the only sweetness in it is coming from the actual fruit. So just, check it and make sure. But with Ocean Spray Diet with 5 calories, that version, usually there's no sweeteners of any kind added, and they let the fruit do the talking, which is what I prefer. So, so there's that. And I would want you to tell us also in the comments, would you like it if I recorded myself the first time I tasted these things, as a taste test? We might get added onto the end of grocery haul videos. If I have mentioned a new product in there, actually show myself tasting it or something. I could do it if you're interested. But if not, I'm not going to do it like some people do videos with empties because I only get 2 a month, so that would be a pretty short video. So, but anyway, if you're interested, let me know. All right, so the next goal was to incorporate more veggies in place of pastas and rices. Like I said before, I've been doing that ever since January. There's not a lot more places that I can incorporate veggies. We did have plans to eat a chicken and gravy recipe. I've been on my meal plan for several weeks, and I keep bumping it back because it doesn't require any fresh veggies, and we still haven't gotten to it. But in place of rice, I got riced broccoli, and I haven't tried that one yet. That was I normally get riced cauliflower because it's cheaper, but we got riced broccoli, so that would be a way that I incorporated a veggie instead of rice, but we haven't actually eaten it yet. But other than that one thing, like I said, because I would have gotten cauliflower rice anyway, so it's really no difference. I just wanted to see if it tasted different with broccoli in it instead of cauliflower. The other one I mentioned kind of already, that I only have coffee once a day. Now, I wish I could say I did it right in May the way I was supposed to, but when we were moving, I got so tired and exhausted that I did have probably some weeks I may have had 3 in a week. So I should have been in May only been drinking it on Sunday, but I, had some weeks where it was more, or like 2 or something like that. I did realize I've started drinking moringa tea in the mornings if I'm feeling tired, and that helps, and it's not caffeine. And I also realized that if we were out and about and I wanted something, I could always get a matcha latte, and that's like a clean energy boost. Then, like I mentioned, I already showed this one time. What this caused me a problem was that this made me so exhausted. And it even says in the warnings, and I didn't notice it, it says in the warnings, do not operate vehicles or machinery after drinking this product. And I didn't know, why in the world am I so tired? This is why I was so tired. So that was another, and I just happened to pick it up like the 1st of May, and it was like a couple of weeks of me drinking this before I realized that this was causing me to even more problems. So now that I'm off of that and stuff, I'm getting there. I'm getting to where I'm waking up slightly earlier, and I'm not as exhausted. So hopefully, as that gets out of my system, I will get better. And like I said, once a week I get to have me some real coffee. So June hopefully will be just 1 day a week on Sundays, and then if I decide to drink anything else that may help me with energy levels, it'll be moringa tea or matcha lattes or something like that. So and the other one was walk 5 days every week. Here's my thing. I don't count it unless I actually go a certain mileage. Even if I close the rings on my watch, I don't count it unless I go that full mileage. So I didn't get 5 days per week. I don't remember the exact count, but it wasn't 5 days per week. And what I found was that this new subdivision, I will go out for a walk and I'll have gone up so many streets and stuff like that that I am positive that I walked a good amount. And I go back into my house and I look at my watch and it says, you went 3/4 of a mile, and I think I had walked 1.5 miles already. So I'm still figuring out distances here. Joel tells me, because he runs it, oh no, that's only a 1/2 mile that you walked if you walked from here to here. From that street to that street, that's only a 1/2 mile. And I'll be like, really? It felt like I walked so far. So I'm still adjusting to where I am now. I did find some really cool places. If I can find it, I'll insert pictures of, like, there's a hiking trail and there's an eco tower that you can climb and kind of overlook. It's not like really, really high, but it is like going up 4 flights of stairs. I've done that multiple times. I've gone the hiking trail some, things like that. So I'm figuring it out. And I could always go to the rec center if I want to and do some treadmill walking, but I haven't done that yet. So I've just been walking outside. I'm also trying to figure out, I may have to do gym or do something inside for exercise, because we're getting at the hot part of the day, and I'm not a early morning riser. As much as I keep trying to back up the time that I get up, I am not an early morning riser. All right, so that's all of that. And now we do the financial stuff. And we usually do no spend days, but because we were moving in April and because we were moving and still moving in May, we haven't really put a number on ourselves since then, since March. So we didn't really have the goal in May for a certain amount of no spend days. I still kept up with what days we didn't spend, but we were just like, well,
which is what, 2?
Yeah, a little bit more than that. But I mean, when we would say, oh, we need to go to the store and get this or this because we were moving, we gave ourselves grace that that was something we had to buy. It was like, you know, like moving out of the other apartment, we had to like replace light bulbs and the air filter and you know, and we could have probably just counted that as a necessary expense, but we counted it as spending. So we just haven't really put a number on ourselves, but we're gonna do it this month.
Yeah.
It'd be
16.
Is it 16 or was it 17?
Oh.
16. Let's just say 16. That way we know we're doing. So we'll be shooting for 16 no spend days in June. All right. So sinking funds. I don't know. We didn't do a goal video last month because we were moving. You know, everybody. I guess that was the month right after everybody got their stimulus checks, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, we put all of our stimulus check in.
We do have a car fund. We did have a moving fund, but we used that, so we moved without having to, you know, put it on a credit card or anything like that. So And granted, it was just 2 miles down the road, so it wasn't a very expensive move. However, it did still cost a little bit. And also in May, we didn't have a sinking fund for it, but we had the cash for it. So we did buy living room furniture.
You'll see that eventually.
Yeah, you'll see it eventually in a video.
Eventually, because they didn't have all the furniture in stock. So we've got one piece of it.
We get two more. We get some more in July, and we get the last of it in September. So go figure. But anyway,
So you probably will not see a video of that till September.
we bought all that with cash, and
Yes.
it's all paid for. So
Yeah. We had that, and Joel also had the electronic sinking fund that he told me he was saving up for an Apple Watch, which you guys, some of y'all were like, some of you suggested that I should buy him an Apple Watch since he got me the laptop because he said he was saving up for one. But you guys, look at his wrist. He does have one.
I have one.
I do too.
I just haven't upgraded to the latest one. I'm probably two series behind. I have the Series 4, I think.
I think that he was just using an Apple Watch as the thing that he thought that I would believe that he was saving up for without questioning it, but not that he necessarily wanted one. But I mean, I could be wrong, but I keep asking him what he wants for Father's Day, and he keeps saying he got the living room furniture for that. So, which may be true because he's really liked having some comfortable, because we've been sitting on a futon, which is not as comfortable as regular furniture. That's a futon is not necessarily your everyday furniture.
Yep.
It doesn't have it's not much cushion in it, and it doesn't have a lot of soft, like pillow, and it also doesn't recline. And the one that the living room furniture we got has a recliner on it, so he's been. Once he sits down, he said the other day, this furniture was a big mistake. I don't want to do anything. So anyway, the stimulus thing mostly went into the car fund, and over the next couple of months, everything that we get for extra cash is probably going to go in that car fund because our son will be starting back to college. It's not like he wasn't in college. It just he has been doing all virtual this whole time, this whole past year, and we think that he'll be in class in the fall, and we don't have a second car. We only have one car, so if we don't get a second car, then he won't have a way to get there without taking our car all the time, and then we can't go anywhere.
So we're working on it.
So we're working on it so that we have another one. We're planning on getting a used car, but we are planning on paying whatever we get in cash in full. So that's why all of our extra money is going to that right now.
All right, so moving on down to our try something new dinner recipes. What did we try this month?
We did the chicken Alfredo pasta bake.
Yep.
Cheesy chicken Alfredo pasta. Anyway, that turned out really well, I think, and we've actually done a video where we did try it for the first time. By the way, these are not our recipes. These are ones that we find on Pinterest or somewhere, and we say, ooh, let's try that. So we don't take credit for any of these recipes. They're not ours. It's us giving you our honest feedback on what we thought of that recipe. We don't normally say their name in it just in case we don't like it, but we always link it down in the description. So, just because we don't like it doesn't mean you won't like it. So go find it and give it a try. Right. Because it's all about taste preferences. Yep. If you saw our chicken and spinach lasagna recipe back in April, you saw Joel didn't like it, but we mentioned that our son loved it. So it's all preference. Yep. But that was we've done that one. We also did a sausage and rice dish. That was really interesting. Because normally most of the sausage dishes that we have are like low country skillets or gumbos or something like that. So it was interesting doing one that was rice based. Not, I mean, when you eat gumbo, you have rice in it, but it's like a soupy, and this wasn't soupy.
Yes.
So it was interesting, but we have not done a video of that. But that was our other one that we tried. All right, and so we will be looking to June for 2 new recipes. We've already picked one, which actually has pesto in it. And what is interesting about this is that I've only had pesto once in my life, and I hated it.
You know what they say, pesto is the besto.
I don't know if it's the besto, but it's good. Okay, Friends reference, sorry. Anyway, so that one's going to be interesting for me because I hated pesto the one time I've had it, and I said I will give it another try. Maybe it was just the restaurant where we had it wasn't good. Don't know. And you said you were 50-50 on pesto anyway?
Yeah, we'll see. I was just looking at the ingredients of it. So we'll see. We'll see how it is.
So, there you go. We never know what, part of trying something new is giving something that you've eaten a chance again, or giving something a chance that you've never eaten.
Yep.
Because that was why I started doing Try Something News back 3 years ago, was I would always say, like people would be like, have you ever tried kale salad? And like, no, I don't really like salads, and I've never had kale. And so I wasn't even going to try it because I never had it. So that's why we do the Try Something News, is to broaden our options and also, give ourselves more range of food choices and stuff like that so that we don't get bored with what we're eating. All right, so that's all for those, and the only other things that we normally talk about during this is we talk about our YouTube goals, which, by the way, if at any time you want to give us a suggestion of videos that you would like to see from us, feel free to ask. We will let you know if we're willing to do that. Like, there might be some recipes that one of us will refuse to eat. Like if you said sushi, Joel would be like, ain't happening, no way. So, but anyway, you're always welcome to suggest. Throw it down there in the comments. We'll be glad to check it out. If it's financial related, let us know. We will do anything other than, we'll never say our exact numbers. And that is just mainly because we are followed by people we know in real life. Everybody in real life knows that we have this channel. So yeah, we'll never say our real numbers. But other than that, if you want us to explain things or show how we budget, we can make up a fake budget, things like that, to give you examples. We can explain how we do sinking funds. We can explain how we do a number of other things. We made our goal in April to get to 600, I think, subscribers, and we made that pretty easily. We did pretty well in April, but in May, the numbers have just kind of slowed down. I don't know what it was about getting over the 666 hump, but it took us a solid week and a half. It kept bouncing between 661 and 665. And then it go back to 661, like over and over. It did it over and over and over. And this past week, we finally got above that, the evil number. So we're somewhere around 670. I don't know exactly. So what would you like to see in subscriber count by the end of June?
I don't know, 750?
750 sounds good to me. We'd be 3/4 of the way on that. If anybody is wondering about, like our watch time hours they're not good. We're not even at 2,000 watch time hours. So even if we had 1,000 subscribers, we would not be monetized at this point. If you've seen video advertisements at the beginning of any of our videos, that's just YouTube doing something that they said they were going to start doing, which was they can advertise on anybody's channel they want to, no matter how many subscribers they have. You're just not able to make any money off of it. If you saw advertisements on the front, we just didn't make any money, but YouTube did. $750 would be 3/4 of the way. And while we would love it if our channel blew up and we had 1,000 subscribers by next week, we won't be monetized anyway. So, but if you want to share us out, like or comment or, you know, any of that type stuff, or subscribe if you haven't, then we appreciate any support that we can get, because that will help us grow faster the more that you are interacting with us. If you have subscribed, then thank you. If you are new and you're like, wow, they have a lot of goals or whatever, or, you know, I want to see if he's going to keep up with his running goals, which I don't know if he mentioned, but he does plan to run a marathon the 1st of January.
It'll be the end of January.
End of January.
I was going to do the Space Coast Marathon end of November, but I think I've decided to do the Celebration Marathon is going to run this year.
That's Celebration, Florida.
It's in Celebration, Florida. And number one is closer. And then number two, I wanted to run that one last year, and they went virtual, and so I decided not to.
And you get to run in the town that Walt Disney created.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the one I'm actually going to do this year. They say that on their website that 20% of the people that run that race qualify for Boston. So that's a pretty high percentage, which means it's a pretty flat course. And so if I run it at 8 minutes per mile, I'll actually be able to submit a qualifying time for not the 2022 race, but the 2023 Boston. So
yeah,
fingers crossed, and that's where we're headed.
Yeah. So if any of that interests you, if our goals interest you, if his running interests you, if you like watching grocery hauls or recipe videos, or we do Frugal Fit Fridays every Friday, which could be anything from goal videos, recipe video, healthy recipe videos, fitness videos about our health specifically, and any number of things that could fall under that category, then be sure to subscribe. Occasionally we do videos where we go out and do something fun, and we show how we do that and save money at the same time, because we think that if you are all laser focused on getting out of debt and you never have any fun, you might suffer from burnout. So we think it's important to still have a little fun at the same time. Then, you know, hit the subscribe button. We welcome you. But that is all. And I don't know that we really got across to how we do videos, but it would have been just like this, is that we would have been saying it to each other instead of...
But this is actually how we do it. We get breakfast and we talk about those goals and what we've done and what we're going to do, and exactly like you've seen it today. So that's how we do it.
But I just couldn't help myself. I had to talk to the camera and just say it to you guys. But
so comment below and let us know what your goals are for the year, for the month, how you do. If you do goal meetings, maybe you do if you only have goals for yourself, then maybe you have a goal meeting with yourself. And
yes, Joel eats his food really fast, and I'm still like...
I do. So anyway, like you said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell for notifications for when we upload new videos on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes on the weekends. You'll see some fun videos put in there as well. So I think that's going to do it today for the Long Run with Joel and Christy. I'm Joel.
I'm Christy.
And don't forget, it's a long run. Give yourself a little grace.
Bye.